Well, next today, the United States President Joe Biden is heading to Philadelphia later to deliver a rare primetime speech on what he calls the battle for the soul of the nation. His speech will take place near the building where the Declaration of Independence and the US Constitution were adopted. Pennsylvania may also prove key in the crucial midterm elections this coming November. President Biden is visiting the state 3 times this week alone. White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre has already signalled that Biden will speak out against Donald Trump.
You know, the president thinks that there is an extremist threat to our democracy. The president has been clear as he can be on that particular piece when we talk about a democracy, when we talk about our freedoms. The way that he sees is the MAGA Republicans are the most energized part of the Republican Party. This is an extreme threat to our democracy, to our freedom, to our rights.
The theme of Biden's speech recalls an article he published in the influential American magazine The Atlantic back in 2017. That was after a deadly white nationalist rally in the city of Charlottesville. The latest opinion poll showed President Biden with a 40% approval rating, a significant improvement over the 31% rating that he recorded back in July. Traditionally, the midterms don't favour the ruling party. And this time round, the Democrats are expecting some discomfort in November's elections, in which all of the seats in the House of Representatives and a third of the Senate seats are on the ballot.
Because bringing down the deficit is one way to ease inflationary pressures in an economy.
Well, we're going to return to our correspondent Susan Tarani, who's live for us in New York. Susan, an unusual move by the president here, making this speech in prime time. What can we expect from Biden tonight?
President Biden has come a long way from calling for unity, bringing everyone together during his inaugural speech to the last 3 or 4 speeches he's been talking at Americans, at least half of Americans who don't agree with him, instead of talking to them, sometimes even yelling at them. And now, taking this dangerous path of really going after his opponents as far as calling them semi-fascist, whatever that's supposed to mean. Does that mean half authoritarian? We don't know. And what happens to semi-fascists and semi-authoritarians at the end of the day? How do they get punished? These are questions that are going to arise not only in the midterms but for presidential elections. And what's interesting is that these primetime addresses, he's breaking from the norms. These primetime addresses are usually saved to justify policy decisions. So it would have been fair for the president to go to networks, television networks, and say that I want to talk to the American people, for example, regarding a policy, for example, student debt forgiveness, the Climate Act that was sneakily called the Inflation Reduction Act, or anything like that. But, to talk about how democracy is in danger and really throw his opponents under the bus and scare the American people of this MAGA movement, which, by the way, stands for Make America Great Again, is very bizarre. Or primetime addresses are saved for military intervention justifications to the nation. I mean, they're important. So it's yet to be seen what networks will carry them. To make a campaign speech during prime time is a bit undemocratic, break from the norms, as I mentioned. You would think that the party would have to pay for them. I don't think the White House would. But then you'd also wonder how many Americans would really tune in and listen to this kind of divisive message Thursday before Labor Day weekend. Come Friday, many Americans are really starting the holiday season. So, we'll wait and see how it's being received. You might wonder whether or not this is also something that the White House is also testing to see the mood of the country and whether or not this should be the message of the Biden administration moving forward, should he want to run in 2024 or not. I mean, this is the only way that this would make sense. This is a very bizarre move to sort of really make this speech at this time when he should be bringing the nation together. And as I mentioned, Labor Day really is a patriotic kind of holiday. This is a divisive message he's sending out.